Hello, I am Dan.
I'm Elisa.
And this is our JRPGLife. 3DS collecting has changed, and before we go into it, please do us a favor and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. It really does help more than you realize. And if you hit it, you come back later and see we got more views, it's because of what you just did. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
For those that don't know us, we are a gaming couple that is currently trying to complete the 3DS US retail set. And there's a lot that goes into it, and we're almost there. Currently, we have 13 games left to find on the list. And we even have this other list that is all of our loose cartridges that we take around with us that we're trying to upgrade to complete in box. So, not many of those left. We're hoping to find them locally. And there's actually 3 reasons primarily that we want to find them in person. What's the first reason?
Well, it's more fun that way.
Absolutely. Anybody can buy games online, but we really want to hunt for them and see the other cool things on the way, and then eventually find that game. It gets super exciting. The other reason is that it's likely cheaper to find in person versus online because online prices are pretty set in stone. If you go to a local store, find them at a yard sale, garage sale, swap meet, then you're probably going to get a deal on them. And that's when you're buying over 400 games for a console, every bit helps.
Yeah, there's some price inflation online depending where you're purchasing them from, whether it's eBay or like Amazon.
And then don't ever buy from DK Oldies. It's all too expensive.
Drama. Hot topic.
And lastly, we just kind of feel like it's cheating to buy them online.
Yeah.
You know?
It's, like I said, it's not really fun.
If you have a credit card and you have an eBay account, you can just buy video games.
Yeah.
And then you can complete a set with no problems.
Yeah, you could buy them all in a day if you really wanted to.
Yeah, but that's not what this is about. It's about the journey. So we hope you join us for that. So this is our 3DS collection so far. We have over 400 games. We have some Japanese games. These are the games that were thankfully already crossed off the list, and we don't have to buy again because they're getting real pricey, and these are the most expensive ones you have, especially the Yokai Watch games.
Yeah.
And we have all of them, but these are the most expensive of them.
So we picked these up when they came out.
Yeah.
Which was the thing to do, right?
Yeah. So 30 to 40 bucks each. It's great. We don't really buy all versions of all the games, but if we have it in one, we're only going to keep the one. We're not going to buy another cool collector's edition unless it looks really cool.
Yeah, unless we like really are excited about the collector's edition, like the Majora's Mask.
Mm-hmm. So for a quick 3DS collection overview, we keep all of our big box 3DS stuff in here. So some of the main pickups that we've received for the console are like Skull Kid. Pretty cool, big box Zelda, the Mega Man Legacy Collection, this one's sealed. Another really neat one, we don't buy all the special editions, but ones that look cool like this, definitely. And then a lot of the newer super late releases, like the Go-Go Coco Polo 2-pack. And then all the RPGs that were released that have these little oversized boxes. We have all those. 7th Dragon 3 Code VFD is one of my favorites. Love this game. As for other big special editions we hope to get, probably not many, if any at all, honestly. All we're looking for are the last few of the regular games.
So we have this nice GameStop case, and top row is we have all the XLs, whether that be 2DS or 3DS, and we even have a Japanese one. There's Yoshi and Mario Special Edition. These are all the standard 3DSs and a new 3DS. So down below we have some more overflow. There's the Pokeball 2DS, and we have some of the replaceable covers for the new 3DS. And at the very bottom we have displayed some boxed new 3DS and the XL version of the new 3DS.
This is our 3DS shelf. It does house all of our 3DS games, except for some of the big special editions. And it's actually 2 shelves deep at the bottom. We're going to have probably one more shelf that's going to be double deep, otherwise it's single. While we won't count these towards the main set in the end, we are also collecting the not for resale cartridges. These are extremely hard to find in local areas. We did find one local store that has some, but there are a lot of these that we don't have, and they don't count. They're not US retail releases, but they're fun to collect nonetheless. So if you do the math on these 15.5-inch Billy bookshelves, they fit 27 games across, and they have 12 shelves vertically. If you adjust them and buy extras, we actually use glass shelves for the top 2 to make a little bit more room and make it work right. So when you do the math on that, that's plenty to hold the whole collection. There is one game in the set that is kind of an ethical gray area on whether it is part of the US retail collection.
Yeah.
And it's the guide Louvre. I don't know if that's how you say it.
Louvre?
Louvre. We don't speak French. But it's a guide that was used as an AR experience in the Paris Museum. And it was sold only there, but they do have a US version. Well, not a US version. They have an English version, which has a UK flag on it.
Right.
And then they have Japanese versions. They have all these other countries.
German.
Yeah. So some people consider it part of the US set. I don't know. We'll see.
It's one of those things, like, if we have the opportunity to pick it up for the collection for, like, a good deal, then we'll do it. If not, we're not gonna go broke doing it.
Exactly. It's not worth it. But let's talk about Barbie. Barbie Grim and Glam Pups is the most expensive, valuable, and rare game on 3DS. It is a bad game. It's not one we'll ever play. And it's getting increasingly expensive. Thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it is technically a part of the set, but I've heard that it was only sold in Canada.
Yeah, I believe pre-release only, pre-orders only.
Right, and all the other orders for the US were just straight up canceled.
Right. That will likely be the last game we have to pick up for our set, and when we get to that stage, if we haven't found it yet, we'll determine what to do at that point, because, to be honest, I don't think it's worth buying a $4,000 game just to say we completed a set.
You know, the hard part is we had an opportunity to buy a copy locally a few years back for
$200 sealed.
$200.
And we passed on it because we said that would be stupid to pay that much for a Barbie game.
Well, it wasn't so much that, as we were in the middle of finishing our PlayStation Vita set, and we were trying to collect them both at the same time when we had to, like, make a decision and narrow our focus and complete one set. We have received a lot of comments asking, why don't we just hold off and buy a complete copy instead of buying a loose copy?
The answer is because we might never see it again.
Right. Like, if we come across a loose copy and we don't have it, then we're going to pick it up.
Right. So let's talk about the current state of collecting 3DS games. It's 2023. You're seeing this in July 2023.
So the eShop is down.
Yeah, it's been down for a few months now. We have been to all of our local game stores multiple times over the past 6 months. Zia, Bookman's, 1UP Games, Fallout Games, all the ones you can think of that exist in Phoenix, which is the 5th largest city in the country.
Right.
And we have not found a new complete 3DS game in town for months. We've even hunted in Utah and Nevada and major parts of California, gaming expos, and we maybe find one or two because we only have 13 left.
We have found upgrades.
Yes, which is great, but it's getting more challenging. So for those of you paying attention to our collecting journey for the 3DS, it's getting hard to make more videos for it. We will continue to do so, and we have some plans, but this is our current challenge right now. We will be at the Phoenix Game On Expo this year.
Yes.
And we hope to find more 3DS games there. And we will be shooting a 3DS video there regardless of if we find any, because it's what we do.
So if you're a vendor or you're watching this video and you want to do trades or perhaps sell us the 3DS games that we're looking for, please come up and talk to us, but talk to us regardless, because we'd love to say hello.
Yeah, either way. So big question, why would we want to collect every 3DS game? Well, there's a few reasons, right? If we have them all, then we can play anyone we want, anytime we want.
You don't have to worry about the digital store being gone. Well, hold on. Someone just typed HShop 20 times in the comments. Yes, we're very aware of emulation, and I think there's probably a time and place.
Absolutely.
However, we are physical collectors.
Physical forever.
This is our dragon horde, right? Or we're a wizard surrounded by the things that we enjoy.
Mm-hmm. And if that's not for you, that's okay, but for us, we prefer the physical copies.
Yes, the goal is to have the physical copies.
Absolutely. The other major why we do this is because I love my wife, and she loves me, and we do this together. And the journey is a blast. It's
something that we share as a common interest as a couple, besides just loving each other.
Exactly. And, you know, we could sit there on our computer and just order stuff on eBay together, but you know, we need to talk about the truth behind our 3DS collection. There's actually a couple truths. Truth number one, we didn't buy all these games. We have had about 5 or 6 games donated to us from friends of the channel, and for those of you that have, thank you so much for doing so. We actually received 2 recently. This is LBX and Mist. never seen this in person ever out in the West.
Yeah.
California, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, never seen this.
Never.
This was sent to us from Canada. So thank you again, Stevie and Fobiwan, friends of the channel, for sending us some games that we never see in person for our collection. We really appreciate it. We don't ask for people to do that, but when they offer to do so, it's very kind. So thank you.
Thank you.
The second truth is that we have a lot more than what you see on the shelf, for a couple reasons. First of all, we bought a lot of duplicates.
It's true.
And we did it on purpose, right? When you're an RPG couple, sometimes you need to play RPGs together, or each have your own save databases, so you buy two.
Sometimes you want to play them at the same time.
That as well. We have done the same thing with the Switch for a couple games, and that's okay because we both like gaming. So reason number 2 why we have more games than you see is because we bought a loose copy and then eventually upgraded it.
Right.
That happens a lot, thankfully. It gives us something to at least be excited about when we can't find a new game for the collection, and that's great.
Exactly.
We don't know what we're going to do with these yet, but we have them. And a lot of them. The third reason why we have more games than you see is because a lot of times we'll buy giant lots of games. Mm-hmm. We needed 1 or 2 of them, and then we have a bunch of extras. So we'll eventually decide what to do with those extras as well. And the third and most prominent reason why we have more games than we should on the 3DS is poor database management.
We're flawed humans.
Yeah, so there's a machine that runs our database, and the machine is old and forgets things all the time. And I mean us.
And broken.
Yeah. So we use the CLZ Collector app for all of our 3DS games, and we update it regularly, but sometimes we don't update it accurately.
Sometimes we're just not looking at the right database at the same time because they're not synced properly.
So for those of you that use any collection apps, CLZ is great. But if you're sharing the CLZ app with somebody else and you have the same collection, you need to realize that everything you add or subtract or change in there, you have to sync the entire collection each time you do that for the other person to see it.
And it's the only thing that your phone can do. You can't just minimize it either.
It has to be the active app.
It's kind of inconvenient, and I really wish they would patch an update for this.
Now, I think that it would be more efficient and easier if you didn't have a collection with over 3,500 games.
Sure.
Probably would move pretty quick at that point.
It would probably be easier if you weren't trying to collect a whole set either.
Yeah. So be aware of that, but I can still recommend the CLZ app for sure. But we also have an offer for everyone because game hunting can be a community effort, and we thought it'd be fun for everyone or some people to share this journey with us. So, do you have one of the 3DS games we need? Mm-hmm. If you do, reach out to us. We'd love to figure out a trade. If you could maybe record a little bit of it, like, hey, I'm sending this off to JRPGLife, or send us a letter, or maybe, send us a note of how you got it. That would be awesome. But we'd love to work out trades. We do have a lot of stuff to trade, and it wouldn't be like buying it online. It would be sharing your journey and how the game ended up in our lap. We see YouTube channels on the East that find 3DS games that we've never seen. They're just sitting on the shelf in dozens.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure that the same thing happens. We're actually watching Mr. Rightway find some games way out west that he's never seen in the East. And we're like, we see those games all the time out here.
Yeah.
So we'd love to share the story with some of you all and complete the collection together. So very important distinction. We're collecting 3DS games. That includes the 3DS models and the 2DS models. We're not collecting DS games.
No.
The DS library is too big and there's too much garbage in it, and we have every DS game that we already want.
Yeah,
for the most part.
I would say so.
There might be a few out there that we're still looking for, maybe some of the rare RPGs, but otherwise, we're only collecting 3DS games. So that's it. What do you think of the 3DS console? Do you have one? Do you play it? What are your favorite games? Please comment below. Thank you all for watching. Continue for more journey ahead. And remember, the couple that collects 3DS games together stays together. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.